Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. I am here today to do another TBR video for my spring romance hopefuls. I no longer make monthly TBRs. I am very much a mood reader, and I feel like every time I used to make monthly TBRs, I would never end up following through on them. However, I am also a planner, so like having zero plan hurts my heart a little bit. So this year, I think actually starting last year, I had a video talking about some fall romance TBRs, or talking about some fall romance hopefuls that I wanted to get to. Yeah, I have started doing seasonal TBRs. So today I am bringing y'all my spring slash I guess early summer romance hopefuls list. There's not a ton of books on here, but I did do the same thing back in January or maybe early February for several other romances that I wanted to put on like my winter's hopefuls list, my winter months, like romance that I wanted to read in the near future. So I have another one set for April, May, and like June-ish. Is my goal to get through all of these. Again, these are hopefuls. If I don't get to all of them, that's totally fine, but I would like to attempt. And then when like the spring season is over, when we get to mid-June, I'm going to film like a review video for all the books that were on this TBR. We'll chat about if I read these books, what I didn't get to if I don't read the whole list, and then I'll review every book that I've had on this hopefuls list. I'm going to be doing the same thing for the books on my winter video in the next couple of weeks. I'm not quite all the way through those books yet. I think I do still have 2 or 3 that I need to read. If I don't get to them, that's totally fine. I have read a majority of the books from that video though, so I'm excited to be filming my newest one today. So without further ado, I am bringing y'all my spring romance hopefuls list. My winter hopefuls list mostly consisted of physical books. This time I am choosing a mix of both physical and Kindle Unlimited, or like free Kindle books that I had downloaded months and months ago and never read. So I have one of those on my list, and then the rest are either KU or physical books. Some of these are physical books that I've had for quite a while now, I haven't read, and I just need to get to them. So I'm excited for all of these books. I have heard amazing things about most of them. Some of them I'm hoping will make me cry. I have mentioned this in several of my recent videos, but I want to cry and nothing is making me cry right now. So hopefully 2 of these books can make me cry, but we'll see. We'll go ahead and start with my physical books, and then I'll go into my Kindle books. I probably will not have a ton to say about these books. I do tend to get books based off hype, based off cover, but really if like I see people talk about them in Facebook groups or on social media, I do get books that way. So a lot of these were purchased because of the hype, or because I've had friends who read them and love them, not necessarily because I know a ton about them, but because I've heard really good things in general, or like, yeah, was able to find it for cheap on Pingo and have heard about the hype in the past and things like that. One of these books was also gifted to me, which is really exciting, and I'm excited to finally get to it. So let's just go ahead and start with this list. First up, I have Lilac by B.B. Reed. I bought this off Facebook last summer and haven't read it yet because I am the worst. This is a reverse harem rock star romance about Braxton, who is the luckiest girl alive, and there are 3 or 4 men, yeah, who are in a band, and they all end up having a relationship. I don't really know. Let's see. Okay, so she is in a band with these guys. To succeed, I have to survive a world tour, public scrutiny, and idols turned enemies. But the biggest threat of all isn't a meticulous frontman, a narcissist bassist, and a drummer with too many secrets. So those are the 3 guys, I'm guessing. Houston, Morrow, Lauren James, and Jericho Noble. It seemed easy enough when I boarded their tour bus, but it only took one city for the lines we had drawn to blur. So it's forced proximity, she doesn't like the guys, reverse harem, they're bandmates, rock star romance. So excited for this one. I have heard amazing things about it and was very excited when I was able to get a used copy of it for pretty cheap. So this is the first book that I have on my spring hopefuls list. I don't plan to annotate this one. I think I'll probably read it and then list it on my Pingo and pass it along to somebody else. And then next up I have Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. I got this book, I think for my birthday or for Christmas a couple of years ago. Yeah, hope you enjoy. Merry Christmas from your bookish pen pal. This is Step Siblings, I believe, yes? Or they're just brother and sister, period. I've heard it will make me cry. I don't remember why I put this one on my wish list, but I did, for a reason. And it's been a long time since I've had this book, at least a year, and so it's definitely time to get to it. My friend Danielle from Danielle Reads told me that this one would probably make me cry because it made her cry the first time she read it, I'm pretty sure. So this one's very taboo. It is siblings, but it is from Simon & Schuster teen, so like I'm very curious about this one. I have no idea what to expect, and I hope this one makes me cry. The back of the book says that love knows no bounds. The main characters are so close that they have fallen in love. They know that their relationship is wrong and cannot possibly continue, and yet they are powerless to stop what feels so incredibly right. So I'm very curious about this one because one, it's marketed as YA, two, it's siblings, so it's very taboo and forbidden, hence the title of the book, Forbidden. So I'm kind of excited for this one. I'm kind of super excited for this one, kind of scared, but I think it's gonna be so good. Maybe this will be the book that breaks my heart and puts it back together. Next up, I have a historical romance. It has been so long since I've read one, and I really, really want to read one again, but I just keep not picking them up. So I put one on my spring hopefuls, and that one is The Spinster and the Rake by Ava Devon. I was actually gifted this book by the publisher, so I have like a little promo card as well as a bookmark with the cover on it as well. This is not a very long historical romance. It's 340 pages. Also, you know, it's a little book, a little mass market, so it shouldn't take me super long to read. It has been so long since I've picked one up, and it's time to finally do it again. I do want to do a historical romance reading vlog at some point this summer, so if that is something that anybody would be interested in seeing, feel free to let me know because I love historical romance. Again, it has been forever since I've read one. I want more people to read HR, and I miss this subgenre of romance. So this season I will be reading a historical romance, and hopefully this will lead me to wanting to read more right away. I have another very sad book, or what is supposed to be a very sad book, on my romance hopefuls, and I'm kind of nervous for this one because Stasia, my bestie, read it for a sad books reading vlog and she wasn't super impressed. My friend Sabrina also read it and didn't love it, but it sounds so good, and it's about step siblings, and I just want to cry, so I need to cry when I read this book. So the next book that I have is Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. This is about a girl who finds out that she has been diagnosed with the same autoimmune disease that her sister was diagnosed with that killed her. And so she ends up moving in with her dad, who she hasn't seen in like forever, and turns out she has a new stepbrother. Or maybe he's not like new, but she hasn't met him before. So he's like really broody, I think, and I'm not sure how this one is going to end. I'm not sure if it's going to have a happy ever after. I'm really scared. I'm so scared. But like, I feel like this one has the potential to make me cry. So I'm putting it on this list. I need to cry, I need to cry, I need to cry. So hopefully this is what does it for me, but we'll see. I don't know. Again, I'm scared, but I need my heart to be broken, and I really hope that this one does it. So this is the fourth book that I have on my spring hopefuls list. And then the last physical book that I have is a book that I'd ordered on Amazon because it was $5.89 and the cover was stunning, but they sent me the wrong cover, so I was going to send this book back and just get a refund and just read it on KU later, but they told me I could keep the book and they still gave me a refund. So I put this on my list. I'm going to list it on my Pango after I read it. I feel like this is one that I could read in a very short amount of time. It is also a forbidden romance. That seems to be a trend with this, kind of a little bit with this list so far this season, but I feel like he's a psychiatrist. I really do. I think that this guy is a psychiatrist. I'll show you all the book in a second. But let's see, I want to confirm this. I want to confirm that it is about psychiatrist patient, but also that probably is wrong. Let's look and see. Dun, dun, dun. Like, look, this paperback right here is listed for, okay, I'm not going to show y'all because I want the book to be a surprise, but I'll show y'all the cover that I wanted in a second and why I'm so bummed that I did not get this cover, but it's fine. We are fine. Okay, so this is, yeah, Weston. When I first met Weston, he was my psychologist. I never planned to see him again. But one night I called him to rescue me and he did more than that. So it is maybe ex-psychiatrist patient or like past psychiatrist patient romance. And that book that I have is Pretty and Reckless by Charity Farrell. This is not the cover that I wanted. I don't like this cover. I think it's fine, but the discreet cover, which I can put on the screen right here too, but I'll show y'all, it's so beautiful. Like, it's stunning. And so I ordered the book with the hopes of getting this cover. Yeah, so I ordered that cover and that is not the one that I ended up getting, which was really sad, but they let me keep the book. They gave me a refund at the same time, and I can always list this one for really cheap on my Pingo and hopefully pass it along to somebody else. So that is the 5th book that I have on this list and the last physical one. I am really loving like forbidden romance, and so I'm hoping that this is a really good one. Again, I don't know if I said this a couple minutes ago, but this seems like one of those books that I could read in one sitting. So I'm really hoping that that's the case. Maybe I can like sit down one weekend in the next couple of weeks and just binge this one all the way through. So the last physical book that I have on my spring hopefuls list, and then I also have 3 Kindle books. 2 of them are on KU. I'll go ahead and talk about those first. The first one that I have is Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn. Literally no idea what this one is about, minus the fact that it's a hockey romance. It might also be age gap, but I've only heard really good things about Megan Quinn, and this book just came out, so I was like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and read it. Let me look up the synopsis really fast, see if I can tell y'all what it's about, but I feel like it could also be age gap. Running into your ex is never ideal. Running into your ex, who is now dating your nemesis, is a literal nightmare. So this is a new fake dating, yeah, standalone sports romance featuring the hockey men you can't get enough of. The steamy age gap romantic comedy will bring all the laughs while making your cheeks blush at the same time. So we do have hockey romance, age gap, fake dating, and like maybe ex-lovers. So we have 4 really great tropes that I love to see in books, or like a really great subgenre being sports romance, and I cannot wait to get to this one. I have heard the best things about Megan Quinn, so I am following the hype with this one and really hope that it lives up to all of my expectations. The next one that I have on my list is actually also one that I have a special edition of. Not that I will ever be reading this one because it's too pretty to open, but I do plan to read Absinthe by Winter Renshaw. This is a teacher-student romance. Again, forbidden. He has seen her on some sites that she is on doing things. You know how that goes. So we have that forbidden element, but he's also her teacher, and I think she's in high school. So that's so fun. I love a good forbidden student-teacher romance. I think that they are, yeah, so much fun. So I'm excited to get to this one. The cover, the Kindle cover, is not my favorite. I mean, it's fine, it's pretty, but like this cover, just, you can't beat this. So I'm just gonna show you out this cover because it's so pretty, and it has like the stenciled edges or the sprayed edges, and it just looks so beautiful. So this is the 7th book on my list, but I will be reading it on my Kindle. And then the final book that I have on this hopefuls list, I believe was an Amazon Prime first reads pick months and months and months ago. The book came out in 2021, so it's very possible that I've had this one since then if it was a first reads pick like the same month that it came out. So oops. But regardless, I was scrolling through my Kindle last night and I was like, I needed to pick something that is very backlisted and still something that I am interested in reading. So that book that I picked was Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. This is a sapphic romance. I believe it is Grump Sunshine is what it sounds like to me. Enemies to lovers, about a bookstore owner and a reclusive author who love to hate and hate to love each other. Any book set in a bookish setting is just like truly a book lover's dream come true, I feel like. So you cannot go wrong with that setting in general. And so we have Sapphic, Enemies to Lovers. It's going to be so good. I cannot wait. It is not a super long book. It's only 330 pages. I already have it on my Kindle. We should be good to go on that one. And hopefully that is another one that I can just binge because it sounds so cute. I am a huge fan of Enemies to Lovers. So I am very much looking forward to picking this one up over the next couple of weeks and months as we continue to move on into spring and early summer, which is so crazy to me. Like, how is it already almost April as I'm filming this? So yeah, that is the last book that I have on my hopefuls list. I apologize, I don't know a ton about most of these, but I will be doing a wrap up or a romance reviews video for these 8 books. Yes, let me look. 8 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, for these 8 books come May or early June, I will be doing a review video for the ones that I ended up getting to, so keep an eye out for that. I will be going into more details on their synopses and my thoughts on them and things like that, so keep an eye out for that. I have done a video set up like this twice now. This is my 3rd time doing it, but my winter reviews are not out yet. However, if you are interested in books by authors like Kay Webster, Elle Kennedy, who else did I read? Dr. Rebecca Sharp. I do have a review video out from 2022 with my fall romance hopefuls that I can go ahead and tag above if you are looking for some new romance to check out. I do review 4 or 5 books in that video that were all on that hopefuls list. So feel free to check that out. And if you have read any of these books already, feel free to comment down below and let me know what you thought about them. I would love to hear any and all thoughts on these books, as for most of them, I'm going truly based off the hype. So, yikes, or just things that I've had on my shelf for forever. So, that is all that I have for this video. Once again, comment if you've read any of these books. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.